So social anxiety is this feeling of being hyper aware of your surroundings and always constantly overthinking every single situation. And it's this constant fear that whatever you say and whatever you do, you'll be judged by other people. And believe it or not, if you're watching this video, I have a good hunch that you've gone through this period as well. Hi guys, my name is Ahmed and I'm an entrepreneur and an educator. And on this channel, I specifically talk about personal development and personal growth. And I share some of my own perspectives on being in business and by traveling basically. So yeah, subscribe to this channel and yeah, let's get into the video. I just had someone reach out to me on Instagram telling me that they actually have social anxiety and they feel like they're always trapped in this rut of not being able to control their feelings and how their body is acting. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to actually address this problem because it's such a common problem. And when I did my research on this, I realized that I have actually gone through this period myself. I have given presentations and job interviews where I always thought that I was going to be judged, and that was a situation where I didn't want to be in. So it was extremely uncomfortable. So Ahmed, nice to meet you. How are you doing? Please take a seat. Please take a seat. Please take a seat.
Oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. I blew it. I just blew it.
Somebody who has social anxiety goes through this period pretty persistently on every single day. They're scared to go to work. They're scared to do anything that involves them being in a social environment. So, what made you want to apply for this role, Mr. Ahmed?
I can't believe I just did that. He must think I'm not good for this job. What's the point of me doing this right now? He's gonna tell everyone after this interview's done. This is the worst interview of my life.
Mr. Ahmed? Mr. Ahmed? Are you with us? Oh, sorry. just thinking. The guy I spoke to on Instagram doesn't even want to go to work because his social anxiety is that detrimental to his well-being and his health. So it's an important issue that we need to get into it. And today we're going to talk about 10 steps to get rid of this problem once and for all. So step 1, to accept your reality. Accept that this has happened to you. Accept that this is a problem that you're in. And there are ways to get out, but the first step is to accept that you have a problem before you start solving it. Step 2 is whenever you find yourself in an environment where you are socially anxious, it's important to start breathing deeply. And I have seen that does wonders for me as well. So whenever I'm in a situation that could make me anxious, I take a deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth, all right? And I learned this method from Wim Hof, and check this guy out. He's absolutely fantastic at this kind of stuff. So it really helps your body to calm down because your brain needs oxygen in this point, and breathing deeply actually slows your heart rate down and allows the oxygen to reach your brain. Boost your conversational skills. Allow yourself to be involved in a conversation with other people, because more you do these kind of activities, more your body will get accustomed to becoming normal in these situations. Start taking speaking and listening courses that will allow you to understand what you need to do in order to combat this problem. You're changing the way that you're walking every single day. So rather than being hunched, because being hunched is an inward state. So when you're in an inward state, your self-confidence is low. But when you're out like this, your brain perceives it to be a matter of pride, that you're proud of yourself. And because of that, because you're standing straight and your chest is out, it actually shows and demonstrates self-confidence. And that kind of becomes, it's kind of like a fake it till you make it, or believe it until you receive it kind of situation, where you're protruding yourself and you're giving your brain some subconscious message that you're a confident person. Step 5 is to sustain a prolonged eye contact. Just the way I'm looking at the camera right now, just like that, and lean in and try and listen to other person, whatever they're trying to say. Because once you start focusing on other person and leaning in and making that eye contact, it protrudes confidence. It protrudes that you can engage with conversations better. So a lot of people you'll see that they are always avoiding eye contact. They're looking down, or they're looking away, or they're always fiddling around with something else, you know. That shows that they are not confident in the way they're coming across, and that can actually, for a socially anxious person, that can be heightened to another level. So it's very, very important for you to understand to in order to protrude that confidence and kind of convince your brain that you are not in that state whatsoever, is to make as much eye contact as possible. Step 6 is tonality. Start speaking in a downwards inflection that actually protrudes confidence. So if you speak with a deeper voice, it actually gives an idea of how you can become more assertive and more authoritative by the way you speak. And if you're jittery in your voice, and if you have a high-pitched voice, you don't come across as somebody who's very convincing. So start speaking with a downwards, deeper voice inflection. And I have a video by a guy called Quasi Johar, and he's actually amazing. I'll link it in the description below, so check him out. And that video is awesome in kind of teaching you how you can change the way you speak. Step 7 is to ask better questions to yourself. All right, so the question that you ask yourself, you start asking, why am I like this? Because your brain will always tell you that the reason you are the way you are is because you're not confident, and you're not amazing, and you're not the person who you are. Ask a question like, is this behavior serving me? Is this the way I am, serving my life purpose? Who I am as a person? Who am I? If you ask these sort of questions, you start exploring the idea of what is the reason for you to be here in this planet or in this world. So if you start asking these questions, it will not just cure your problem with social anxiety, but it will also lead on to a lot of the other aspects of your life as well, and maybe give you a sense of purpose in how or why you do the things that you do. Step 8 is counseling. Seek a counselor. I would definitely recommend somebody who actually suffers from hyper extended levels of social anxiety. It's a good idea for you to actually sit down with someone and really explain the specific problems that you're having, because somebody who's trained in cognitive behavioral therapy method is able to help you out a lot better and give you more specific and more tangible advice that is more applicable to you and would help you move forward. Step 9, I do this to myself every day. I wake up and I look myself in the mirror every single day, and I speak to myself, and I try and, you know, all those steps that I've talked about that you can be doing with somebody else, start doing it with yourself first. I think I found this step in particular extremely useful, because when I start talking to myself, when I start protruding my chest out and start demonstrating self-confidence in my own eyes, subconsciously it has an effect. 10 is to change your lifestyle, because changing your lifestyle allows you to live your life a better way and become a better version of yourself. Because once I've realized that people who are socially anxious kind of normally retort to short-term solutions of taking medications like benzodiazepine and a lot of other antidepressants, and they also actually fall into alcoholism. So keep your life completely drug-free as much as possible. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.